Hey everyone, it's Clint. I've got an interesting video for you today, and basically, the main thing I want you to take away is that basically everyone agrees about hiring practices based on skin color and marginalized groups. Uh, from the left, from the right, we're all basically agreeing with it. It's just that one of us is afraid to really say that we disagree with it unless you can find a woke way to say so. So we'll get there. We're really not all that different, but we're approaching it in a very different way. And I'm going to show you some first world problems for sure. All right. So Fatal First, it's on Indiegogo. Check it out in the link in the description below. Back it. We are working through production of this book. And yeah, help us reach new heights. If we hit 90K, these books are going to get upgraded with a better binding. It'll be a sewn binding. So back it and help us out. All right. So here's Nadia summoned Seamus on Twitter, posted this, and she is a writer. Keep that in mind as I look through some of this. Okay, here's the other thing. If in your Twitter profile you emphasize that you are a marginalized person, if to you it is important to put it out there in the world, you should not be surprised if people also define you that way, as opposed to being an individual. I'm just saying. So Nadia has comics writer and Brooklynite, creator of Corpus anthology. Let's see, author, co-creator of Squire, HarperCollins, decent big publisher, Palestinian American. Okay. T1D, I don't know what that means. She, her rep. All right. Comic cis people. Or comics is people. Comics is people or comics cis people. One of the two. All right. So, all of that being said, here we go. I want to hear what Nadia has to say. She says, a cool thing about being a marginalized person in publishing is that you'll get a deal and you'll feel all imposter syndrome-y about being overpaid. But then when you hear about some absolute nonsense that went deep into six figures on signing, and then you get reminded that merit is fake. Yikes. There's so much in that statement that's insane, and just a reminder that she's a writer. It gets a little bit worse here. Okay, so here's the thing I've noticed a lot of the times with, in particular, like SJWs, is they'll point out some kind of human experience and emotion and try to describe it like it's something that is unique to them that nobody else understands. Like if you are a white cis male, whatever, you don't know what imposter syndrome is. That is just not true. Everyone knows what it's like to get a new job or to have an opportunity, and you kind of feel like, oh man, everybody's going to know I don't deserve this. It's faking it till you make it. That's normal. Everybody feels that. It has nothing to do with your skin color, nothing to do with marginalization, nothing. It's a normal human emotion. But also, the funny thing about this is, how can you be truly a marginalized person and at the same time you just said the cool thing about being a marginalized person is that you'll get a publishing deal. You'll get a publishing deal if you're a marginalized person. That doesn't work. That makes you not marginalized. That means you're getting some kind of a special deal. That's what you're pointing out. And if you think that's a problem, and I agree that it's a problem, then merit ought to be the right way to go. But hold on here. She's got something to say about merit as well. All right, so feel also imposter syndrome about being overpaid. Maybe if you feel like you're being overpaid in a publishing deal, maybe you're being paid well. And it doesn't matter how much other people are being paid. If you're happy with what you're getting paid and it feels like a good publishing deal, chances are if you're being, if you're getting published at HarperCollins, maybe you are getting a good deal, better than most writers out there. That could be. Okay, then you hear about some absolute nonsense that went to the six figures. Okay, here's the thing. Any publishing company worth their salt has got to figure out how to make money. At the end of the day, they need to turn a profit. So why on earth would they pay somebody a really expensive advance on a book only to turn around and lose money because it's not merit-based? All right. Uh, that is nonsense. They're gonna, if they're not gonna make that six figures back off the book, off the publishing deal, they're never going to publish that author again, or at least not anywhere near the advance they had given them. There's a reason why they do advances that large. It's because they want to get that person, and merit can be a lot of different things. But if they're able to sell books, if they're able to make the publishing company money, that is when that deal is a good deal to take. Okay. Otherwise, it's just simply not. Okay, so imposter syndrome about being all overpaid. Let's see. Yeah, here we go here. Just a reminder to any BIPOC, I think that stands for if you're bisexual and a person of color in comics who needs to hear it, that actually, I'm not making this up, hear it that actually they're not doing you a favor by paying you and publishing you, and you probably always deserve more. She is a writer. My goodness. They're not doing a favor by paying you or publishing you. There's no favor. It's really a slight, and therefore you can maintain marginalized status. This is insane. You give up your publishing deal then, and at the same time, stop crying for more representation. Like how many times have you heard this? There are too many white people on this stage. There are too many white creators. There are too many. You know what I mean? You go through the whole list. But then if you get a publishing deal, if you're on the stage, so to speak, you would also say that they're not doing you any favors. We just agreed that they shouldn't be hiring you over your skin color. Maybe make it about you being an individual and not what you look like. That would be a better idea. You probably always deserve more, but maybe you don't. Maybe you don't deserve more. That could be the case too. All right, here's just a response here. I feel this. Also, the feeling that they only hired me for diversity points, which is a toxic sub-emotion under the imposter umbrella. Okay. So here's the thing is I have said this, I've thought about it, that certain people are only hired for diversity points and that's a problem if companies do that. And at the same time, if marginalized people that hate me very much would also say the same thing, they hired me for diversity points, maybe we're in agreement that they shouldn't be hiring people for diversity points. All right, I love living here. I don't even know what that means. Me doing a comic for Alta, I see you need an Asian name, or your white-led show about Asian stuff. Yeah, so again, maybe it could be less about what you look like and where you're from, less about being Asian and more about you as an individual. Beyond that, what makes you interesting? If we all looked exactly the same, what else do you have? If we stripped away everything else, what else do you have? You'd have to move to merit. You'd have to move to how can you sell books for a publisher. That's how they're going to pay you. Anyway, it's mind-boggling to me. I can't get my head around how people think this way. If you don't want a publishing deal, turn it down. I mean, don't submit things to be published. I don't know what to say. You're not going to be happy no matter what you do. So just be unhappy forever. I guess that's the ultimate goal, is unhappiness. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like this kind of video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget to back Fatal. It's in the link in the description below. And yeah, appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video.